Well, praise Yahweh Shem Yosha Bashem Rakakadash. Honors to the men and truth on down related to this truth of knowledge, so we know this truth of knowledge, and like minded who teach this truth of knowledge, so we know this truth of knowledge. And Thawadi Yahweh Shem Yosha put in the spirit, men and truth on down, like minded ones related to the doctrine, the truth of knowledge, so we know this doctrine. And Thawadi Yahweh Shem Yosha, call hold Yahweh Shem Yosha Bashem Rakakadash. Give all praise Yahweh Shem Yosha Bashem Rakakadash. This relates to going into news. You have in the Republican National Convention, which is the RNC, that's in Milwaukee, July 15th through the 18th. From every state, Washington, D.C., 6 other U.S. territories will be of descent on Milwaukee. This is a CGT in America. You had a breach related to information. AT&T, I believe since 2022, and majority of the customers were reached, their information was compromised. Now this talks about related to what I was talking about. This is CGN related to the RNC convention. We have President Biden made another gaffe or misspoke again related to when he introduced President Zelensky, called him Putin, said introducing Putin. You know, I mean, he tried to play it off, you know, damage control jokingly wise, but you know. And that was at the NATO, which is the National Alliance Treaty Organization Summit. October 2nd to the 4th, you have an avian summit, avian bird flu summit related to research, preparation, and preparedness relating to just in case of a situation, a matter of speaking. You had a situation, incident related to in Colorado, related to a case of a specific in Colorado. That was in the report. Trump is expected to announce his VP related to that convention. That's July 15th. That's next week to the 18th. More than 50,000. You have delegates, D.C. and other territories, U.S. territories as the states. Going some more news. 5 hours ago, Russia says U.S. missiles in Germany signal return of the Cold War. You had a report that a Star Wars type laser they're trying to related to mounting it on certain ships to take down drones, I believe, in South Korea. Pretty much a Star Wars type laser and Star Trek type laser. Yep. And so they're gonna mount that. You know, we already, that technology really has it to do, which is direct energy weapon. That's laser. Laser's what? A high concentrated, intense heat, man. Array of heat, which is the laser. And so that technology they have it, you know what I mean? The do is a part of the example. Now they want to mount it on relating to ships. So, because ships have enough, they generate enough electricity and power so it can maximize that power when they shoot it off. You have you having some major safety concerns and issues related to these planes. You had for example here, aircraft taking off in I believe this was in Tampa International, TIA. The wheel came off when it was right here. So you having safety concerns related to these planes, man. Various incidents with these planes, and some say the tire can bust and stuff like that. But that kind of stuff shouldn't be happening when you have a major commercial airline get ready to take off, going to whatever respected destination, man. That's not a good look, man. And just they're supposed to have high level maintenance to check these things out thoroughly, man. You know what I mean? So the point is, you're seeing a lot of mishaps, a lot of mechanical and technical situations with these planes, man. What else you have? Here we go. Hackers steal AT&T phone and text records of nearly all cellular customers. So a majority of customers were affected relating to their information, and, being hacked, being compromised, and their information for AT&T. You had a major strike in Samsung, South Korea company. Millions relating to their main headquarters, which I believe is in South Korea. I've seen that on a report. You have let's go through the news. Rudy Giuliani bankruptcy case tossed out. Judge says the ex-NYC was evasive with assets. He wasn't very forthcoming. This is Jeffries did not offer Biden his endorsement at the White House meeting. And you have a lot of people calling for Biden to step down, man. Why Biden's woes aren't having more impact on the polls. It talks about who Trump going to pick as VP. Relating to Mendez, Senator Mendez, trial begins deliberations. You have rescues relating to from Hamas, Israeli hostages. You had you have a case here, Karen Reed murder case. Gavin, governor of California, Gavin Newsom asked, "Are you not seeing what George Clooney sees of the President Biden?" Even the celebrities, such as George Clooney, suggest that Biden should step down. Even celebrities, while they're celebrities, even sports figures, different people, man, different venues saying Biden should step down. And he's 81 years old, man. You know, he's an old man, man. You know what I mean? You know, age, the process of getting older, things happen. But it's normal. You know what I mean? But for a person to be that old running the president may not be a good idea. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So he should step down. You know what I mean? If he's not capable. Gary Newsom is all in with President Biden. You have Republicans work to plan at the RNC. Let me see. Democrats and Republicans are working together to plan RNC. All right. Let's talk about that gap. Biden misidentifies Zelensky as Putin. You know. So they downplay it like it's no big deal. You know. Because they got to protect the integrity of the individual, you know what I mean? There's not too many good selection relating to the presidency, either Trump or Biden. I guess you pick the lesser two of the evils, in a matter of speaking. They're not the most popular candidates, you know what I mean, but some would say, you know, they picked the lesser two of the evils, in a matter of speaking, under the circumstances. You have, let me see what else. You have crews in Gaza continue to find bodies under the rubble following the Israel attack. Let's see what else you have. You're having a lot of black folks, some black folks starting to support Trump, changing their tune. I've seen reports and videos relating to that. There's a report here. There's a comment, Israel's involved in all sorts of iniquity throughout the Caribbean. Anything shady you see, Israel's bankrolling it. And the DR war on dark skin to Jamaica's plans for the mass surveillance. There's a report. You have, let me see. Now Jamaica recognized Palestine as a state. And you got the conflict that's going on in Jamaica, you know what I mean? Oh, that's Haiti. That's the one, I mean, Haiti. Related to, you know, civil unrest, the instability related to Haiti. There's a lot. So in Jamaica, they recognize Palestine as a state. You have, let me see what's other reports relating to news. U.S. and South Korea jointly signed nuclear deterrence guidelines and admit North Korean threats. There's a report here. Because you had them join, also joint drills too in the region. French Prime Minister seeks to guard against extremist government. Scripture talks about knowing this in the last days that perilous times shall come. Perilous, bad, evil, troublesome times, man. You had a 6.7 magnitude earthquake shakes the Philippines. Scripture talks about there shall be earthquakes and uproars of the people. 2 Ezra 9:3. Let's get it. Get some scripture. Scripture real quick. Let me get and you know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. And the difficult goes to perils. Perils is danger, dangers, evils, troublesome times, man. Very difficult. There's going to be difficult times. We're the precursor of that now. You have that scripture. I wanted to get it from NLT. They have it. So when there shall appear in the world earthquakes. That's what you're seeing, earthquakes, tumults of people, that goes to uproars, intrigue of nations, wavering of leaders, and confusion of princes, relating to the powers, the leadership, man. So you're seeing confusion. You're seeing waver, fluctuation, unbalance, related to instability, relating to the leadership, man. Across the country, across the world, man. Then you will know that it was of these that the Most High spoke from the days that were old and from the beginning. For just as with everything that has occurred in the world, the beginning is evident and the end is manifested. So the end is manifested, man. End is manifested, man. See any other reports? Russian issues arrest for warrant for Alexei Navalny's wife, Yulia Navalny. Now this talks about the cash transactions declining globally. Pretty much cash is saying no more. There's no more king like that. It's related to the places. The UK, Germany, India, China, Japan. These places are moving away from the what? The US dollar, man. Going to the more digital or other forms of currency, man. Used respectfully in their countries, man. So that's a report. So the share of cash transactions plummet around the world as consumers turn to digital wallets and credit cards. And it's gonna come more cashless, man. Those numbers are gonna increase, man. More and more across the world, man. It's going to be a cashless world, man, because it's going to transition to the next level, man, in a matter of speaking. Iraq court sentenced widow of ISIS al-Baghdadi to death. Yeah, wife of Baghdadi al-Baghdadi to death, playing to ISIS character. No disagreement between Putin and Modi at the Moscow. Because you had the NATO summit that's going on. You have Iran funding and holding anti-IS protests in U.S. to sow discord, man. So is it precursively staged or other things? Scripture talks about 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. I'll get it. Because you're seeing a lot of protests at these respected colleges, some of these students, and for that, relating to that, some of these students are being punished for doing certain things, man. It's affecting their continuation in college, man. In some cases. What else you have? Let me get that scripture. Real quick. 2nd Ezra 15 and 15 and 16. I'll read it from this one. Human beings won't be able to trust each other as they grow strong against each other. And that goes to the civil unrest, civil commotion, upheavals, insurrection, sedition, violent uprisings, man. They will pay no respect to their king. That goes to the ones in power. The scripture talk about take the course of their actions, and that should not regard the kings and princes. This is just a different version. We'll read it again. Human beings, which is the Egyptian verse, the Egyptian 19:2 of Isaiah, won't be able to trust each other. So that spirit of variance, think not come to send peace, but division. And there's another definition relating to that. We'll get at that NLT too. Human beings will be able to trust each other as they grow strong against each other. So that respectfully, that variance, that division, that discord is growing, man. It's sowing that seed. They will pay no respect to the kings or to the powerful chief of their great men. And that goes to the powers, man. They're not going to respect the kings, the princes, the powers that are in charge, man. As you're supposed to in Romans 13, for example. Let me get that scripture. Luke. Let me just get the whole thing. I'll start it from the top. I have come to set the world on fire. That could be literally, and a vibration that's like fire on the earth. You know what I mean? And I wish it were already burning. I have a terrible baptism of the suffering ahead of me, and I am under a heavy burden until I have accomplished. Do you think I have come to bring peace to the earth? That's a question. Do you think the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, thinks to come bring peace upon the earth? The answer is no. No, he hasn't. No. I have come to divide people against each other. So that's division. That's variance, man. That's just the Lord saying this. Lord saying, you think I'm coming to bring peace on earth? But no, I'm bringing rather division and dividing people against people, man. That's the Lord saying that. That's Luke 12:51. From now on, you go to Matthew's talking about the variance even within your own, a man's own house, his own family, his own kin, his own household will be against him, man. His own family be his foes, man. That's in 10:34 to 36 of Matthew's. From now on, families will be split apart. Mother against daughter, father against son, daughter against mother, son against father, mother-in-law against mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, etc., etc., and vice versa. So that's that division that's being set forth, man. From now on, families will be split apart, and they're in favor of me, and two against, or two in favor and three against. I'll read 53. A father will be divided against his son, and a son against his father, a mother against the daughter, and a daughter against the mother, a mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. So that's the division between the family, man. That's the division, that's the variance that's going to be set forth. That's the spirit that the Lord is talking about. Not sending that peace. It started with the people, man. People versus people, the Egyptians versus the Egyptian, man. That's the spirit that the Lord's going to send upon people. They're not going to be kumbaya. They're not going to be friends, like you see now. A spirit is going to arise even more and more as times get closer and closer, and evils get even more closer. So a spirit is going to be set upon different groups, different sects of people, man. You know what I mean? So that's what it's talking about. 10:36, 12:49 to 53. You go to Matthew's 10:34 to 36. Like I said, a man's own household will be his foes, man. That's going to be his enemies, man, because they're going to turn against each other, man. Betrayal. Internally and externally. I want to go to one more. 2 Timothy's let me continue on with 3. We finished that up. And you should know this, that Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. For people will love only themselves, narcissistic, conceited, type behavior, man, to themselves, man. Self-infatuation with themselves, love of self. You know what I mean? Pretty much narcissistic, conceited, and their money. So, for example, the people of this world, man, they love themselves, the money, the material things, man. You're going to see more increase of that. There will be boastful and proud and scoffing at God. You know what I mean? And that goes 2 Timothy's, knowing this in the last days, people walking after their own lust. Thinking, say, where's the promise of the Lord? I guess things continue as normal, paraphrasing. So the scoffers and mockers against the ones who believe, right? They're going to scoff and mock at them. And that goes to the persecution as well, too. Pre-persecution. They will be boastful and proud. So the mannerism, the ways, man, the attitude, their disposition towards the ones who are, the believers, man. Scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents, disrespectful to their parents, ungrateful. You know what I mean? These are certain characteristics. They will consider nothing sacred, man. So they're going to profane. Profane means not sacred, man, or defiled. And they will be unloving and unforgiving, and they will slander others. You know what I mean? Slander one's name, good name, reputation, for example. Lie on it. Make rumors about people. saying certain things that might not be true, slandering, and have no self-control. So they're gonna lack control, man. They're gonna be incontinent. It means lacking control, man. Impulsive, brash. That's part of that. They will be cruel and hate what is good, and that's the ones who in this society are going to come upon the ones that are good, the good ones who go in contrary to these characteristics, man. They will betray their friends, not just friends, but their families too. That goes to betrayal. You know what I mean? Going against the variance, the division. Being reckless, that goes brash, impulsive, puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God. So these are the characteristics which the world will display, has been displaying for a long time, but continue and it will be worsened in the times to come. You're seeing that, man. So this was just something short relating to relating to news. Hope this helps. And I'll read. And they will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly. Stay away from people like this. And that goes to having the outward appearance of godliness, but inwardly they're contrary. And that being said, this was just something short. I hope it helps relating to information. Otherwise, we'll give all praise, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shem, Zaya or Shalom.